Yo, it's Casey. This is the second of 3 bonus videos on how to have 10 times more fun as an NBA fan. Before we get going, I gave the frame a day off, okay? He's put in a lot of work recently. I don't know, can you guys tell in normal videos? This is actually, it's a basketball court. It's like a painted basketball court with AM hoops on. I don't know if you can normally see that. Hey, I want to thank you guys for dropping comments in the first video. Pos Madong said, I'm from the Philippines and want to learn more about the NBA, which is awesome. Danupa has said the words mid-level exception way too many times without actually knowing what it means. And I know how you feel because Guido pointed out that I underestimated how much money the Warriors would have to send out to get Bradley Beal in our first video. I said 23.1, it's actually 27.6. And I wanted to own up for that miscalculation. Again, thank you, Guido. And the point of these bonus videos are gonna make sure you don't end up like me, because I was a fan of soccer, which is not a mainstream sport in America, and eventually my passion died off because it was really hard to become an expert because I didn't grow up with the game, and I was dealing constantly with trolls online. This video will show you how I deal with every type of troll. The name caller, the guy who calls everyone a casual, and the outright racist. Seriously. Even if I didn't run a YouTube channel, I experienced it with soccer. Like, people will just jump on you, and it makes you not even want to leave a comment. But don't let these people stop you from having fun conversations, because debating the league is crucial to loving the league. It's fun to talk about if Giannis is ever gonna win another title, or if Draymond or Andrew Wiggins should be traded. But the internet's toxic. So I've got 3 tips to dust trolls off and to have fun NBA debates online. And my tip number 1 to dealing with trolls is to respond with kindness. I know it kind of sounds lame when you say it out loud, but I cannot tell you how many times I've responded to a troll with a nice comment and then they immediately backed off. Like, it's almost funny. Like, this guy said, I thought about subscribing, but then you said your MVP is LeBron. So I replied, haha, I almost had ya. And he says, oh, the fact that you replied, I do appreciate your videos. You got yourself a subscriber. Keep it up, mate. So we went from, I'm not gonna subscribe, your MVP pick is dumb, to he's calling me mate. Like we're friends. I just think that people expect a nasty comment back when they leave a nasty comment. So when you're nice, it kind of makes them feel more like a jerk. This guy said, this is the last video I'm watching, and then he calls me a dummy, which is great. So I replied saying, hey, we're gonna miss you, and a little sad face. Eventually he asked me if I can do gameplay of NBA Live Mobile, which no, I won't. But he's never watching another video, calls me a name, and then he's literally requesting my next video. Those were really tame comments. There's a lot worse out there. We've all seen it. But even though it's tough to do, responding with kindness actually does work. But my number 2 tip to dealing with trolls online, having someone else reply for you. A lot of times, if somebody calls me out, chances are I am not the only one with my opinion. This guy disagreed with my take and he says, I've never hit the dislike button faster in my life. Did that hurt when I read it? I'm gonna be honest, yes, it did hurt a little bit. But instead of insulting him back like out of anger, I just let other people do it. This dude calls him a clown. This guy said, you dislike something because it's not your opinion. Which, yeah, is a great point, but I didn't have to get involved. But if I did, I would know that other people had my back. So it's pretty cool just to take a step back and let other people respond. But my tip number 3 in dealing with trolls, and this is like the nuclear option, I almost never do this, but it's to just block them. All right, this is the absolute last resort that I go with. But you have to draw the line somewhere. That is the point of this. The other day on Twitter, I saw a tweet about Asian discrimination, which I think is awful, and also it was from a stand-up comedian that I like, so I just retweeted it. And some guy, I'm gonna blur his Twitter name, I'm not gonna call him out, he responds blaming Asian people for COVID. And I don't care if you agree with this guy or not, like, you don't have to block this guy, but for me, I do not argue with racist comments. Like, someone can talk about me all day and about how I'm an idiot, talk about, you know, insult me, call me a casual, whatever. But like, when it comes to like racism, I'm just like, no, 0 tolerance at all. So I just block him and won't see him on my timeline anymore. Now, I'm not saying that you should do that or what your line is, but I think everybody should have a line that trolls cannot cross. And for me, blocking is the last option. But the ultimate strategy for dealing with trolls that actually gets them completely out of your life is finding the right group of people to surround yourself with. And if you've got a bunch of friends who also love the NBA like you, it's always a fun conversation. Now, I know a lot of you do not live in the United States. You might be the only person you know who truly follows the game like you do. And in our third bonus video that I'll drop tomorrow morning, I'm gonna show you how to get a tight group of friends who have your back no matter where you live in the entire world. So let me know in the comments if you would post more often if the internet wasn't so toxic, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.